Welcome to the Autosparkle Show. We're about to take you on a journey ride as we talk about the most interesting things in the world of cars, aircrafts, and boats. Fasten your seatbelt and get ready as we go on this cruise.
Hello everyone and welcome again to the Autosparkle Show, your one-stop podcast for every information about luxury cars, planes and boats. As usual, we're bringing you something interesting, and today we'll be talking about the five signs that your new car is a bad deal and what to do about it. So usually when you buy like a new car, it's always greeted with so much joy. But if you're not careful, the joy will soon wear out because of bad experiences that comes with the car, making you realize that you hit a bad deal on your newly bought car. Bad deals come in various forms and fashions, like high cost of the car, inappropriate loan scheme, and so on. So if you are thinking about getting a new car, listen to this. Now, if you see these 5 signs in your quest for a new car, run or follow the instructions that I will be giving. First, when the price is far away from benchmark. Before buying a car, it is expected that you would have carried out your research. And by research, a 280-character tweet or 3 minutes ad on YouTube does not cut it. Doing your research involves in-depth reading about the car and user's review. After doing some research, you would have an idea of what the car would normally cost. And if the car costs way more or way less, you should raise your eyebrows. If it costs way more, there is a high probability that you are about to be ripped off, and if it costs way less, it most likely has a fault. So what do you do in this situation? Well, if it costs way more, stand your ground and negotiate. But if it costs way less, find out the reason or just walk away before you go and end up buying a stolen car or a car that has an issue that you cannot fix or that you will spend even more fixing. The second one, financing. The popular rapper Jay-Z in an interview once said, if you can't buy it twice, then you cannot afford it. As much as we at Autosparkle don't live by rules, I think this one is quite sensible. If you have just enough for the car, it may be a bad deal. Here is why. Cars need constant financial support to keep it moving, and if you don't have that, you would have successfully shot yourself in the leg. It's better to go for a car with lesser price and at a more lower maintenance cost. So what do? Well, go for a car with a lesser price tag on it, or wait till you have more than enough to maintain the car, or get a very low interest loan if you must. I think the best option would actually be for you to wait till you have more than enough. Just, stack up some more of that cash, and when you feel like you are good enough, then you go for it. Then we have peer pressure. If the main reason you want to buy a car is the pressure of wanting to be among, the deal is automatically now a bad deal, because many of the people you are trying to measure up to will tell you congratulations that day, and after that day you have your mechanic to deal with. Psychologist Barry Schwartz shows that the abundance of choice we have in an affluent society wreaks havoc on our happiness. If your happiness is tied to the car, you most likely will never be happy, because you'll be in constant tussle to buy the best that tops every other one in your circle, making you anxious about the choice and depressed when you choose poorly. So what do? Don't buy the car. Invest your money in other deals apart from the car. This is if your only reason is peer pressure. Like, for example, let's say you are like pretty young and your mates are buying cars and all of that, but what you want to do is maybe study and all of that. But because your mates are buying cars, you now feel like, well, let me also go and buy a car. Don't do it. It's a trap. The next reason, dealership pressure. Car dealers or salesmen in general are known to be very persuasive in their approach. But when persuasion is gradually becoming pressure from the salesman, then you have reasons to check twice. Many times when dealers have a bad or faulty vehicle, they tend to push it off to the next customer who has the faintest sign of interest in it. They persuade you and pressurize you into buying that particular vehicle. What do you do in this situation? Well, once you sense unnecessary pressure, opt out. Make your findings about the car, specifically if it has any issues, then opt back in if it's the clear coast. In fact, you can go and make your inquiries about the dealer too, because why is he trying to pressure you to buy something that is not going to be good for you? Maybe he's a sneaky person. Find out. Then last one, too good to be true deals. In Nigeria, too good to be true deals really exist, as many people are looking for quick ways to make money and defraud others, especially when it comes to car purchases and real estate. The tactic they use is to show you a car, you negotiate, and after paying them, they'll cook up a cock and bull story for you till they finally disappear into thin air with your money, leaving you with no car. What to do? Run. For example, if you see a 2018 Camry in good working condition being offered for 1.5 million naira, it's most likely a scam or a stolen car. Please pick up your shoes, dust it, and run. Well, following these few rules will reduce your chances of getting a rip-off or a bad deal on your next car. Make sure you keep them in mind, and well, if you forget, you can always come back and listen to this podcast or check our blog www.autosparkle.com and read a whole lot of information on it. Thank you for tuning in. Next week we'll be back with something else more interesting as always. Bye-bye.
The Autosparkle Show is proudly brought to you by Autosparkle, Africa's leading automotive detailing brand. Get familiar on www.myautosparkle.com. Autosparkle, always wow.